Hey everyone. So today is sort of a special occasion. Well, as of the filming. So today, November 22nd, 2025. This might go up in the early hours of November 23rd. But today marks 20 years since the Xbox 360 was released, November 22nd, 2005. So I figured I would break all my games out of storage, some of which I haven't played in a long time, some I still play actively, and show them all off in an Xbox 360 game collection video. And yeah, here's all of them in alphabetical order. There's my Switch. And I'm watching old X-Play. Rest in peace, G4. So, yeah, I'm doing the best I can with my camera angles and stuff. They are in alphabetical order. So, I guess we will dive right in. Move my camera back just a little bit. And yeah, let's just dive in. Some of them I haven't played. Like a couple of them, and some I haven't played in a long time at least. So I might not give my 2 cents unless it's one that I really care about. But without any further ado, let's get right in. Start with Army of Two: The 40th Day. I've enjoyed the hell out of this. I haven't played it in a while, but for a 2010 game, I thought the graphics were fantastic, and I liked the combat and the physics. It's not a first person shooter per se, not like a Battlefield or a Call of Duty type game, but it was pretty fun. Then we have Assassin's Creed 3, another one I need to dive back into. I need to play more Assassin's Creed just in general. It's a series that I haven't given the respect it deserves as far as playing it a lot. But then we have Batman Arkham Asylum, one of my absolute favorite games of all time. I've logged so many hours into this one. This is just, for like a linear sandbox beat 'em up, it does not get any better than this. I even think it's better than Arkham City, its sequel. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I do think Arkham Asylum is a little better than Arkham City. Arkham City's phenomenal. I prefer the semi-linear structure. Battlefield Bad Company 2, awesome shooter. Battlefield 3, standard in the premium edition. This might be my favorite first-person shooter of all time. And I remember when this came out in 2011, and this was in direct competition with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. And as good as that game was, this game still beats the pants out of it. And just, again, all shooters in general, in my humble opinion. As far as first-person shooters go, it doesn't get better than this. I remember playing it for the first time, and I was blown away by the graphics and the physics, as far as the shooting and everything. I don't want to ramble too much. I love the shit out of this game. Fantastic shooter. Then we have Big Bump, and this is the first of 3 Burger King games that we will see as we go along here. These were sold at Burger King in 2005, and these are unique in that if you look in the corner, it just says Xbox, even though they're Xbox 360 games, it doesn't say Xbox 360. Perhaps because it also includes our original Xbox version. So this is the first of 3 Burger King games we'll encounter. This one, I think, I haven't played this one in a long time. I think it's like Bumper Cars. Yeah. If I recall, it's sort of like a bird's eye view looking down. Am I misremembering? I wasn't blown away by it. The other 2 games that we'll talk about were a lot more fun, in my opinion. But this one was okay. BioShock Infinite, massively underrated game. This one is beautiful. I didn't get too deep into the story, but I think the visuals on this game are absolutely stunning. Borderlands 2, solid game, didn't get too far. But we will now talk about another one of my personal all-time favorites, and that's Burnout Paradise, one that I've logged probably 1,000 hours into. It's probably my favorite racing game of all time. So user-friendly. The open world sandbox allows you to explore Paradise City freely, in addition to doing all the races and stunt runs and the road rages, which I absolutely love. They are so fun. They are so addictive and time consuming. Like, especially the stunt runs and the road rages, just racking up the points on the stunt runs, or trying to, total 20 or 30 cars in one single road rage. I can get, don't leave me unattended with this one because I can get lost in it. Here's a couple I haven't played: Crysis 2 and Darksiders 2. I'll have to get to them at some point. Moving along to the second stack, a few more that I haven't got the chance to play. We have Dead Island, Diablo 3, though I really should. I think the reason why I didn't play Diablo 3 is because the disc wasn't readable. Thank you, GameStop and Dishonored. I think I played this once at like 2:30 in the morning, and then I woke up the next morning and I was sick as a dog, and I just never got around to playing it again. But with that, we will move on to some Call of Duty and some games that I actually can give my 2 cents on, starting with Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. A game changer, I'd say. This is what took Call of Duty and made it the legitimate gaming juggernaut that it has obviously become since then. My personal favorite COD, World at War. I was just playing this, local split screen multiplayer with my friend Matt the other day, and all the CODs you see here are ones I absolutely love. I just realized I have Black Ops 1, but I could not find it. Just imagine that Black Ops 1 is here. But yeah, like my friend Matt and I were just playing World at War and playing some other CODs the other day, and we both agree this one is the GOAT. Modern Warfare 2. This is me and my friend Matt were playing the other day, and this is the one I think we sunk most of our teeth into the most, because we were playing local split screen multiplayer, and Matt was trying to, rack up XP to create a custom class for weapons and stuff like that. This one is awesome. Now, the one I've probably logged the most personal hours with, Modern Warfare 3. I when I was in high school and I got this for Christmas, my freshman year of high school, I was shitting my pants. I loved the survival mode. I thought it was a great gateway for me as a young, inexperienced Call of Duty player at the time, because I would just fend off the waves of attackers and dogs and choppers and all that stuff. And I would just spam the Model 1885, I think it was, where you didn't even really need to aim down the sights or be completely accurate, because that gun would just kill everything that got in its path. So I logged a lot of hours playing that mode on Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 2, again, this is the last of an era where Call of Duty was just firing on all cylinders. And again, another one that I appreciate, again, because it was sort of a gateway, because you can play local multiplayer, by yourself with just bots. You can create up to 9 enemy bots and play, a free for all or a team deathmatch, without needing Xbox Live or anything like that. So I think that's a great gateway for beginners who want to have that Call of Duty multiplayer experience without needing to pay for Xbox Live or anything like that. But yeah, Black Ops 2 was the last of the golden age for Call of Duty. They've never so much as gotten their fingertips around that kind of greatness again. Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, not much to say. Not much that hasn't already been said. That game is phenomenal. FIFA 14. I got it just to get it. It was like $2 at GameStop. This is many years ago. And it was pretty decent. Speaking of GameStop, I went in the one time this years ago, and they just gave me this Platinum Hits copy of Gears of War for free because someone tried trading it in, and GameStop would not give them, whatever 13 cents they would have given them for it, because the disc was unreadable. So the person just left it there, and the GameStop associate just gave it to me. And obviously, again, the disc doesn't work, but it's cool to have, I guess. And the Gears of War triple pack, this has 1 and 2, and the all fronts pack for Gears 2. Again, never played that. That actually belongs to my friend Matt. So I'll go there. Here's one that actually is mine, Gears of War 3. I did sink my teeth into this for a few hours. For a third-person shooter, I think this one gets a raw deal. I think this one is pretty good, but I didn't get too far in the story. Okay, third stack, starting off with Grand Theft Auto 5. Of course, one that I've logged probably 1,000 hours into, as probably have most of you watching this. Don't hold your breath. you are not getting GTA 6. You better savor this one and get used to it, because this is what you're gonna have for probably, well, I'm being facetious a little bit, but it's been a bajillion years since it was announced. It feels like we'll never get it. But yeah, GTA 5, what a near perfect game. If not for that damn scouting the port mission about a quarter of the way through the story, which was so frustrating. If not for that mission, it might be a perfect game, like a perfect story. Just one that I've gleefully replayed a million times over. It's probably the defining game of the 7th gen, which is remarkable considering it came at the very, very tail end, just before the launch of the PS4 and the Xbox One. And then, of course, it became a definitive title for that generation as well. And of course, it got ported to the 9th gen. And I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a 10th gen port, just because Rockstar likes to make money. But yeah, GTA 5, fantastic. A couple more that I haven't played, or at least not in a long time. Kane & Lynch Dead Man and Lost Planet Extreme Condition. I'll have to get to those at some point. Now we get to some sports games. Madden 07. This one was okay. I think Madden hadn't really quite hit their stride yet. Or at least as far as like the 7th gen goes. Of course, it's often been said that ESPN NFL 2K5, which was a 6th gen title, is the best football sim of all time, and I would have to agree with that. This one was okay. But my personal favorite Madden 11. This was the first Madden I think I ever played, and this one was seriously addicting. Like, it was, I don't know what exactly it was. I just found this to be the most user-friendly, the easiest to play and pick up, and I had a lot of fun with it. And so I look back on this one more fondly than any other Madden. Its immediate successor, Madden 12, about as good, but maybe not quite. Keeps the core gameplay of 11 pretty much wholly intact, with few, if any, tweaks to the Enterprise. So I enjoyed this one, but Madden 11 just a little bit better. And then Madden 13, it looks like they spent $1 bajillion on the cover art, and then this game was just so disappointing. This is when Madden went from being an enjoyable experience to just a commodity and a novelty, in my opinion. For the first time, I booted this game up, and there was no licensed music, and it was just generic, broadcast sounding music, and very boring and plain menus. That resembling that of like a web page. I don't know. This was the moment that Madden fell off, I think. Mass Effect 3, only played it a couple times. I will have to dive into it and give some detailed thoughts in the future. Max Payne 3, I enjoyed this one. I did not get too far in the story, but I love the physics for this one, which is a third-person shooter. Like, I love the slow-mo, like, shooting mechanics where you can sort of, like, you can dive through the air, and the time will, like, sort of slow down, and you'll be able to be more precise and accurate with your shooting. Again, didn't get too far, but I enjoyed it. Medal of Honor Warfighter, produced by EA using the Frostbite 2 engine, the same engine that was used for Battlefield 3. As such, I think this one is pretty underrated, and it bears a lot of physical and cosmetic similarities to Battlefield 3, which I say, like, that's a good thing. It conjured up, again, I didn't get too far, and I got a lot farther in Battlefield 3 than I did this one, but this one conjured up pleasant and favorable reminders of that former game, and again, the fact that they were used on the same engine is no surprise. And we have a double pack of MLB 2K13 and NBA 2K13. I've got 2K13 right there, so I will save my thoughts on that for later. I'll just talk about MLB 2K13. MLB 2K fell off when they leaped to the 7th gen. If you want to play older baseball games, stick to 6th gen, like 2K6 on the PS2 all fucking day. And this was the last 2K game, MLB 2K game. The show has just always been head and shoulders better than MLB 2K. This one wasn't terrible. I've never, from this to 12, 12 to 11 to 2K10, I've never been a fan of like the Etch-a-Sketch pitching mechanics. It's just so stupid. Now we get to some 2Ks. Ones that I didn't play a whole lot or I played just to get achievements, 2K6, 2K7. And 2K was still getting their sea legs under them at this time. 2K10, my gateway, not just into this series, but into being a basketball fan in general. Light-skinned Kobe on the cover, God rest his soul. This one, upon revisiting, a lot better than I remember. But doesn't hold a candle to 2K11. This, of course, was the game changer, the watershed moment, where 2K became the premier basketball sim, the premier sports title just in general. From the soundtrack, to the Jordan mode, to the physics, to the menu layouts, even, again, they just smashed this one out of the park. 2K12, you could make a case is a little bit better. The NBA Greatest mode is phenomenal. The gameplay of 2K11 kept intact, though cleaned up a little bit, made a lot brighter, colors a little bit more saturated, and the physics were tweaked just enough to make it a little more palatable. 2K13, this one, they shot the series out of a catapult into the sun, spent $1 bajillion repairing this thing from the ground up. Still some bugs, though. You couldn't block dunks. The introduction of the control stick, using the right analog stick to perform crossovers and spin moves and everything, was fantastic and was a logical progression from where isomotion had been for the previous decade, starting with 2K4, which introduced the concept of isomotion. Again, it has some bugs and it's not perfect, but it was pretty awesome. Probably my personal favorite is 2K14. Took what worked about 2K13 and expanded upon it, turned the control stick into the pro stick to where you could still do all the crossovers and spins with just the right stick, but then hold it down to pull up for your jump shot or whatever, instead of having to hold down the left trigger, which was very frustrating with 2K13. This one was awesome. Need for Speed Most Wanted, fantastic. EA and Criterion, from Burnout Paradise to this one, they know their stuff when it comes to racing games. It bared a lot of similarities to Burnout Paradise, and I think the game is better for that. But of course, with being able to use like actual licensed vehicles, from the races to the exploring the open world. And again, it came out in 2012, but it looks stunning. This one is awesome. NHL 12 and 13. I played this one a little bit more. They're about identical, and it's this one's predecessor, NHL 11, which I forgot to throw in here. These games are virtually identical to each other. They're fun, but they're pretty much identical to each other. I can't really discern any differences. Payday 2. This one is awesome, but I haven't played it in a long time, so I will be eager to revisit that. Pocket Bike Racers, one of the other Burger King games I mentioned. This is where you do like races around like the Burger King parking lot and stuff like that. This one was a lot of fun. A couple more I haven't played. Prince of Persia and Rogue Warrior. I'll have to get to those at some point. Saints Row the Third. Third-person shooter with a phenomenal soundtrack, from Valencia to the Black Dahlia murder. I mean, this one was a lot of fun. And yes, I made my protagonist a very my character that I chose was a chick with very pleasant chest assets. I was a kid. I was a very juvenile kid in 2011. Don't judge me. Shift 2 Unleashed, Need for Speed title. Sort of a realistic Gran Turismo style racing sim with fantastic graphics, but not very arcadey like maybe Need for Speed Most Wanted. So if that's not your cup of tea, then you might not enjoy it, but I thought it was pretty good. Sleeping Dogs, one I didn't get too far into. I loved playing the first mission where you have to fend off like this wave of enemies, and then the last one you like throw him on the counter and you slam the close gate on his chest. Oh, that was so fun. But I didn't get much farther than that. But it is a pretty good game. Then we get to the last of the Burger King games, and that's Sneak King. You just run around as the Burger King mascot, and you surprise people with Whoppers and French fries and stuff like that. It's kind of a silly concept, but it was honestly a lot of fun. South Park: The Stick of Truth. pretty awesome. Set the standard for what a South Park video game could be. Here's one I haven't played, Stranglehold. I'll have to get to that. Titanfall. Now it's unplayable with the server shut down. Me and my friend Joe would play this a lot in 2016, and honestly, again, compared to its superior by default counterpart on the Xbox One, I thought this was pretty decent. One I haven't played, Tom Clancy's Endwar. I'll have to get to it at some point. Two of my absolute favorites, Tony Hawk's Project 8 and then Proving Ground, which we'll get to in a second. Project 8, from the PS2 to the PS3 to this one, I've logged hundreds of hours into this one. Highly underrated, always gets a raw deal, I think, when discussing the best Tony Hawk games. This was the first one to introduce an open world concept where instead of having to go through the pause menu and change from one area to the next, you could just explore the entire open world map in one fell swoop. You know, you could just explore to get to where you wanted to go. Didn't have to, use the pause menu or the main menu to get there. I'm a fan of sandbox open world explorative type games. And again, this was the first Tony Hawk game I ever played, so perhaps I'm biased, but I have a lot of love in my heart for this one. Probably one of my top 10. Proving Ground, not quite as good, but still phenomenal. Keeps the chassis of this one intact as far as like the open world concept and the engine of the game, the physics and everything. Just puts a little a fresh coat of paint over it as far as touching up the graphics a little bit. This one not quite as good, but still another one that I think is underrated and should be looked at a bit more fondly. Topspin 3, never played it. I think it's tennis. UFC 2009 Undisputed. Another one I've logged bajillion hours into. Not a huge UFC fan, like a casual fair weather one at best, but this one is so much fun. Again, if you want to turn your brain off and just beat the shit out of a CPU opponent, this will get it done for you. I'm trying to like be professional in my analysis, but this one, all I can say is that it's a lot of fun, and I logged a lot of hours. And then closing us off with WWE 2K15. Haven't played this a whole lot, and I'm not really a WWE fan or anything like that. I always was frustrated by this one because, if the CPU knocked you down, it would be damn near impossible to get up a lot of times. So it's one I'm not really eager to revisit. Probably won't, but whatever. But that is going to do it for my Xbox 360 game collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Xbox 360 game or memory related to the console is. And happy 20th birthday to such an amazing console. Here's to 20 more years of amazing memories with the Xbox 360. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.